Okay, this one obviously is a Mustang. I'll be honest with you, I don't know the exact year. And it looks like I decided not to put the chrome bumpers on it. Now this could have been another one of those kits that I got that was half built and I tried to salvage it. I acquired quite a few of those, so paint job is just fair. No frills. Looks like I modified the rear springs and the shackles. Put some wires, spark plug wires on it. That's about the extent of the detail in this one. Not a great example of a quality built car, but I can't remember. All I know is I got a lot of cars that were half built in pieces from my uncle. So okay, this is probably early 70s Chevelle. I'm not sure exact year. It doesn't have the big bumpers, so it's got to be pre-73. And then you can tell probably by some of the graphics on it. I think this was the age of flower power. Blacked out the hood with some gray, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll have to pull the hood. I actually drew a flower on the hood scoop, so peace, love, baby. Here we have a Dodge. It looks like a 1962. I'm not sure if that's a Coronet or I'm not sure exactly what it is. But for some reason I really like the lines on this car. And I didn't really do a lot of detailing to it. I didn't detail the engine or anything. But for some reason I just like the looks of this car in red. So probably one of these I did a little bit later. But it's a nice little car. Looks good on the show. Well, what we have here is just a Model 8 coupe, and it looks like it's got a Chevy motor in it. Nothing special here at all. I believe this came as a kit. I built it the way it came. I don't think I modified this one at all. Looks like it's got a 32 radiator shell. I might have dropped it over the frame a little more. I don't know. Hard to tell. Here's another Model A, it looks like. This one looks like it might have a Hemi in it. Yeah, it says Dodge on that motor. I don't know if this is a kit. I think this was a hodgepodge. I think I had the body and a frame, and I'm not sure how I put that one together. Looks like I didn't have all the parts, but it is what it is. Just another little Model A coupe to put on your shelf. I believe this is a 33 or 34 Ford coupe. Not 100% sure of that either. I don't think that this was a kit to be built this way or not, because it looks the way I did it. It's not complete. I don't know. But it's a nice looking little car. Here we have what appears to be like a 1940 Ford. Something like that, I don't know. It's got a lot of orange peel on the paint, and I do believe this was another custom color I made up. Says it has a Buick motor in it, but I don't know for sure. I'll have to look. It might. Some type of drag car that I envisioned. It's got a white interior. I do believe that is a nail head in there. I don't know what vintage. Even has a blower on it. Isn't that special? Got a little detailing. Got some plug wires and some fuel lines on there. Not a lot. I didn't even paint under the hood. Just kind of experimenting with stuff. I do like the looks of it though, without any fenders, with the hood and the grill connected together. I don't know why I didn't cut the bumper brackets off. I didn't, just left them on there. Well, here we kind of have an odd duck. This model, I believe, is a 64 Buick Skylark, and it was actually supposed to be a dirt track racer, which I find kind of odd. I don't know if I've ever seen a real Buick dirt track racer of this year or vintage, but anyway, I kind of custom that one. You can tell by the flower on the back. We're in flower power land, and I did like a silver speckle over top of the green and yellow paint, and I did a little freehand work on the side. Not exactly proud of that, but obviously a 70's car, and you can tell by the way it looks. Here I've got another salvage car. I don't know what year it is. It's a 64 Riv, I think, Buick Riviera. And I can't exactly remember what was wrong with this one, but it was partially built, not painted, and I think got some glue on the windshield or something, so I cut all that off. Kind of made it a custom out of it. Something different anyway. And I think this was one of those three-way kits. You could build them stock, drag, or custom. I kind of combined all of it. One of my early attempts at customizing. A totally custom built car here. I had the body and I had an engine and some other miscellaneous parts. The Firebird, obviously. I didn't even have a hood for it. So I did little modifications to the body and made a funny car out of it. The frame on this car is actually made out of balsa wood, and I just constructed it out of that and glued it together. So that's kind of interesting. We'll pull the body off quick and I'll show you what it looks like underneath. There we go. And I got a rubber band on there for a blower belt. Got some thread for wires. Looks like I used some copper tubing in there. I used some brass strap. Looks like I used some brass strips for the rear leaf springs. It's just a hodgepodge of whatever I could put together. Well, we're going to pay a visit to the junkyard. These are the ones that were ripped up back in the early 80's. I think my son was about 2 years old, and he's 30-something now, so it's been apart for a while. I've never actually put it back together. Not exactly the greatest job on this car, but it's a 56 Chevy, two-door sedan. Looks like I tried to do a custom metal flake finish on it. Not the greatest paint job in the world. I didn't use any primer, it looks like. I'm not sure what make this is, but I know the body panels didn't fit too good. You can see the flower up under the hood. It's flower power again, so all these are made in that same time frame. So this is one of the junkyard cars I haven't put back together yet. Well, this is what's left of I believe a 66 Chevy Impala. It's kind of a custom made one. I think I had just body parts. I made most of the frame and everything and set the engine back. And it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's really in tough shape. I'm not sure I even have all the parts to it. But this is the one that got destroyed back in the 80's. And I haven't put it back together yet. It's been sitting in a box. So, I don't know. It's just falling apart. Everything's a mess on this one. Well, this is what's left of a 442 Oldsmobile funny car. And what's cool is the engine had a lot of detailing on it. It was actually bored out, and you could take the heads off, and it looked like it had valves on it and everything. So, pretty cool little model. Unfortunately, this one was destroyed also. I think just some glue and try to find all the right parts, because all the cars that were broken were thrown into one box. So I'm going to have a real fun time trying to figure out what part goes onto what. But this was a very nice looking car at one time, and it's in the junkyard, but hopefully someday I'll be able to put it back together again. Okay, we got another one out of the junkyard here. This is an old 40 Ford, 49 Ford or 50 Ford, I'm not sure what year it is. And the unique one about this one is that I put a Buick motor in it. And this is the tire smoking banana. Says 322 Buick right on the hood there, so it must be. It's got dual quad carburetors on it. It's got the spark plug covers. And obviously this is kind of my attempt at a speckle paint job. And got some weird stripes on it and everything. But this one wouldn't take too much to put back together. I got to find the wheel for it. There's a couple little other pieces missing. I think the bumper's somewhere. And I could have this one back in display pretty quick. So this one's not too bad. Now here's an old Firebird, and this one's not in too bad a shape either. Basically, the grill fell off and the wheels fell off, and I just stuck them back on quick. So a little work, and this car could be back on the road here quick. This has got the overhead cam 6-cylinder engine in it, and that was kind of a Chevy motor with a Pontiac overhead cam setup on it. One of Don Garlett's early dragsters, and it didn't fare too well. There's some actual busted pieces on this one. I'm going to have to glue it back together. There's a couple more pieces in the box yet, but I can save this one. We can get it back together. But this is one of Don Garlett's early model kits. Dragster, front engine dragster, so it's an oldie. Well, here we have a Plymouth, and it's called the Plague. It's a GTX, not sure what year, probably before 73 obviously. This one didn't come out too well. The front end's busted off. The body's just sitting on there. The interior's broke out. I'm missing parts off the engine. I gotta see if I can find all those parts, but this is another one out of the junkyard. And this was a nice looking little car when it was all together. But unfortunately it suffered the wrath of a 2-year-old. So here's one that's called Boot Hill Express, and I still have the box for this one. It was some Hollywood contraption of a car, I guess. Had the basically a horse-drawn hearse that they put a Hemi under there, and I believe there was a real car like this. And I believe the stacks came up through that hole there. But that one suffered quite a bit of damage, and that'll probably be on the back burner to ever fix this one. Just not a lot, nothing really special about it. Just a movie car, or whatever you want to call it. So it is what it is. There was one casualty while filming these model cars. I was experimenting with this one here, this T-bucket, and I bumped it and it fell on the floor. So as you can see, the glue is a little bit brittle. I would say almost every glue joint broke apart on this car. So someday when I've got some time and I get some glue, I'm gonna attempt to put this thing back together.